Satisfeita?
Welcome back to the Hustler's 10-Minute-a-Day Challenge. We are kicking off day 48 with some serious energy today after a really incredible, re-energizing weekend. I was actually reflecting this weekend on a wildly motivational AI-generated song I heard. The music itself was absolutely stunning, but here's the secret. AI didn't create that vision all on its own. The AI was fueled by authentic human experiences, personal struggles, coaching, and real-life lessons. The AI simply acted as a powerful amplifier for all of that, and that leads us directly to the core of what we're unpacking in today's explainer. AI becomes incredibly powerful, but only when it's fueled by your authentic, lived experiences. Okay, let's dive into this because it's a slightly controversial thought, isn't it? You constantly hear about this so-called battle between humans and AI. But the reality is, there are no physical robots out in the streets fighting us. The real battle isn't with machines at all. The actual battle is human beings trying to figure out how to survive, adapt, and use these new digital tools to their absolute advantage. It's entirely a battle of adaptation. So to win this battle of adaptation, you really have to think about building your online business or developing your new skill set, kind of like packing for a major vacation. You pack your bags, right? But you cannot carry everything from your old world into your new digital reality. You need what we call the TSA mindset. Just like when you arrive at the airport, you have to mentally filter what is actually allowed to continue with you to the next leg of your journey and what simply must be left at the security checkpoint. Certain habits and beliefs just aren't allowed on this flight. So what exactly is this mental baggage that we need to drop immediately? Well, there are 3 really heavy blocks that will completely break your will to succeed if you hold on to them. First up is procrastination. Telling yourself you're going to seize an opportunity next week actually breaks your spirit. It literally makes you weak. Second is indecision. It's like you want to take the trip, but you make excuses about flight costs or gas prices, and you end up just staying home. And third is skepticism. This one is crazy. It's like standing at a crosswalk when the light is red, seeing absolutely 0 cars coming in any direction, and still hesitating to cross the street out of sheer worry. You have to leave all of this at the checkpoint. Now, once you finally drop that baggage, you make room to pick up what really matters, the internal driver. Let me paint a picture for you here. Imagine waking up, sitting on the edge of your bed and just feeling totally worried and skeptical about a major presentation you have to give. But then you force yourself up. You stand in the mirror, adjust your tie, and tell yourself, I've got this. That confidence, it isn't magic. It comes because the night before, you were up late on your laptop, doing the research, creating the content, and putting in the actual work. Competency creates authentic confidence. You earn that internal driver through intensive preparation and repeated action. And building that competency requires a massive shift in how you consume information. Just think about how people consume entertainment today. You're folks who listen to gangster rap, but they just hear the beat. They don't hear the lyrics or the story at all. Or they go to the movies and just watch the huge explosions, completely missing the crucial dialogue and the hidden lessons. They're focusing entirely on surface-level entertainment. But the deeper your awareness of the content you consume, the more incredibly valuable lessons you can extract for your own life, your business, and your survival. Don't just watch the explosions, find the lesson. Part of that deep awareness is truly understanding how human beings process information and make decisions. In the marketing world, there's a very old fundamental rule. It typically takes 7 points of contact before a person actually makes a decision. Whether that's clicking a link, joining a training program, or buying a product, humans simply require repetition. So the crucial point here is that human decisions are not purely logical. Not at all. They are heavily influenced by emotions, repetition, and what is happening in the news right now. If a virus breaks out on a cruise ship, people instantly stop booking cruises and look for resorts instead. If gas prices shoot up 35%, families immediately cancel their long road trips. External news factors instantly and drastically alter human behavior and buying decisions. And we are seeing this emotional market behavior playing out with AI right now, in real time. Take the tech company Cloudflare, for example. They recently announced they were laying off 1,100 employees, which is about 20% of their workforce, specifically to accelerate an AI-first transformation. Now, despite the company having strong quarterly sales, their stock tumbled an astonishing 24% right after that announcement. Why? Simply because the market panicked. And this brilliantly illustrates how public perception dictates absolutely everything. Consider this comparison. Recently, Anthropic refused to partner with certain government entities, and the public instantly labeled them the good guys. Naturally, their adoption increased. On the flip side, when OpenAI partnered with the government, they were perceived by many as the bad guys, and they saw people canceling their subscriptions. Human emotion and public perception drive business markets way more heavily than pure logic or quarterly earnings ever could. So when a company like Cloudflare uses AI to explicitly replace human workers, it triggers a deep, visceral fear. It really doesn't matter if the AI makes the company more efficient on paper. Human nature just kicks in. Investors panic and a massive backlash ensues. Human emotion moves markets far more than logical AI adoption. You absolutely have to understand this human psychology if you want to navigate this new space effectively. And hey, the fear is understandable, right? I mean, consider that 97% of engineers are now using AI coding tools. Programmers who used to charge tens of thousands of dollars to manually write code are now looking at AI tools that can generate that exact same code in seconds. They are facing a massive threat to their livelihood. But here is the major takeaway. Their old skills aren't useless, but they absolutely 100% must evolve. Let's see how this builds historically, because it's a familiar pattern. Think about the radio. When television first came out, everyone thought the radio was dead. But it didn't disappear. Its core purpose just had to be reinvented to survive. And then television had to reinvent itself into streaming to survive cell phones and tablets. Old tools and our foundational human skills do not lose their value completely. But if they aren't adapted and combined with new technology, they will fade away. This brings us to a massive paradigm shift. In the old IT paradigm, engineers and coders kind of just stayed in the back room. They wrote code manually, and they notoriously lacked corporate presentation or communication skills. They just let someone else do the talking for them. But in the new IT paradigm, those exact same engineers must now communicate their ideas incredibly clearly to the AI. If they want to keep their jobs, they have to direct the AI effectively to actually generate the results. Which leads us to one of the most vital takeaways of this entire explainer. Prompting is the new communication skill. The major theme we are seeing everywhere right now is that most people struggle with AI simply because they cannot articulate their vision clearly to the machine. They don't know the vocabulary, and they literally just don't know how to ask for what they want. Section 16. Mastering the New Communication. The Hustleverse Cinematic Director. Now, to bridge this exact communication gap, an incredible custom AI tool was developed. Here is exactly how the workflow operates. Step 1 is character creation. You can upload a reference photo or define a character's look and style. Let's call our character Kai. Step 2 is scene building. You just select from simple environments like luxury penthouse or urban basketball court. And step 3 is lighting and effects. You set the mood by choosing things like cinematic zoom or high contrast studio lighting. You literally just point and click through the environment design without needing a degree in cinematography to build a complete movie studio mindset. Now, what's really fascinating here is how the director tool takes those simple selections and extracts the visual details to craft the absolute perfect complex prompt for you. It hands you a professional level prompt that you then plug straight into generators like Artistly for your images or Video Express for your video. This is exactly what ensures that your character, like Kai, remains perfectly consistent across all your different images and video scenes, maintaining the depth of your story flawlessly. And when you're out there executing this vision, you really have to think about the tools you're using. Consider the difference between credit-based subscriptions and unlimited lifetime tools. Credit-based AI tools are basically like going on a vacation and paying separately for the flight, then the hotel, then every single meal, and then the gas. It induces so much anxiety because you're always checking your balance, right? But unlimited lifetime tools like Artistly or Video Express are like buying the all-inclusive vacation package just once. It allows for true, sustainable creative freedom and long-term value creation without that constant monthly anxiety hanging over your head. So, we arrive at the ultimate question for today. Are you going to hold on to that mental baggage and resist change? Or will you embrace the TSA mindset and choose to actively reinvent your skills? If AI can perfectly mimic your technical abilities tomorrow, what unique human vision are you going to bring to the table? The choice to build your future is entirely yours. Keep pushing, and I'll see you in the next explainer.
Freedom ain't the weekend. It's a mindset. It's that moment you realize your time is the real currency. We don't clock out. We cash in on purpose. Welcome to Freedom Friday. With vision, Friday end with proof. I ain't build no luck, I built the truth. 17 weeks, no breaks, no flinch. Consistency, my cloth, can't tear an inch. The grind feels sacred when you know your lane. Turn struggle to syllabus, pressure to gain. I used to chase weekends, now I own my days. Design my time, redefine pay. Boss of my rhythm, freedom in sight. Every scroll I wrote got another so right. They talk hustle, but they miss the plan. Work for peace, that's the real demand. From the live to the link to the legacy taught. I ain't sold out, I sold thoughts that bought. Every small trickle now flows like rain. Freedom Friday, I broke those chains.
It's Freedom Friday, we made it through the grind. Oh yeah, time to free your peace of mind. Let go that fear, we rise and strive. Strong all we rise.
I earn my rest cause I earn my grind. Peace ain't cheap when you bought your time. Every no I heard was a lesson taught. Every delay was a seed I bought. From comment credits to crowns of faith. Freedom Friday ain't a date, it's a state. Made discipline sexy, consistency cool. I ain't follow they trend, I rewrote the rule. Hustle, berry, sing the souls back home. While I talk numbers on the microphone. Edutainment the vibe, we built this bridge. Music meet money on the same bridge. Friday ain't weak, it's strong by design. Freedom the fruit of a disciplined mind. Celebrate now, we ain't done by far. We ain't chasing weekends, we chasing stars.
It's Freedom Friday, we made it through the grind. Oh yeah, time to free your peace of mind. Let go that fear, we rise and strive. Strong all we now.
They say the grind don't sleep, I let peace work shift. I ain't burnt out, I refine my gift. Scroll after scroll, turn story to seed. Now faith pay interest on everything I lead. I ain't waiting on Friday to feel alive. Every day now got that freedom vibe. No clock in, no boss tone calling. Self-made CEO of my morning. Used to measure worth by the payday sums. Now I measure peace by how calm I become. From dark weeks to bright ends we grow. Freedom ain't luck, it's what we know. Built my legacy off discipline, say. Now every Friday feels like heaven's pay. Hustle, bear, legendary, harmonize. Freedom Friday, we monetize the rise.
It's Freedom Friday, we made it through the grind. Oh yeah, time to free your peace of mind. Strong all week now, watch us fly. It's Freedom Friday, we built this we built this life. We built this life.
This right here is for anyone that thinks that they're not techie enough in order to make money with AI. So I have something very special for you. I want to give you a absolutely free training. It's called my Magnetic Content Creation Training. Now, this training is designed to teach you exactly what it is that I do on a daily basis in order to create magnetic content. Now, this content can be for whatever you want, whether it's for fun and creativity, or if you're using it to build a business like I do. So if you're interested, I want you to comment hustle, and I'll send you exclusive access to this training. And also, if you look behind me, I don't just talk about it. I actually use AI to build things. So I actually am a builder. This tool that you see behind me is a app that will allow you to create, the most photorealistic prompts so that you can create your next masterpiece of content. So if you're interested in joining that free training, comment hustle, and I'll throw in this tool as an extended bonus for you. So just comment hustle, I'll get you access right away.
I give you food for action, don't choke on the truth. This lesson I prepared was made just for you. Feast up, I'll keep serving till the pot run dry. Got enough cooking to feed the whole country, no lie. Too many flavors, I got what you like. Don't start beefing with me, you won't win this fight. If you come in peace, keep your teeth intact. I got a plan to get this cake, come grab a stack. Life could be sweet, if you listen, you'll see. Food for action on a platter, served fresh by me. I'm serving knowledge on plates, got the recipe down. A blend of hustle and wisdom, that's my sound. I'm feeding the masses, no crumbs, full course. But if you bring nothing to the table, find the door. Stop acting like you got beef, it won't taste right. This flavor's reserved for those ready.
Okay, family, we are live. We are live. And once again, I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of the Hustlers 10-Minute a Day Challenge. Today is Strong 48, day 5, and we are right at 17 minutes into today's challenge. And I'm excited. I'm excited as usual. This week has been a great week. I've been able to experience some things that, help give me those light bulb moments that I often tell you guys about. And I'm looking forward to the strong end, the Saturday and Sunday where I get to continue to put in work, but I get to, you know, reflect and think about all of the things that's occurred as I pull back the curtain, right? And think about what I want to share with you guys in next week's live, right? So in that intro, I gave you a lot of value. So I gave you more value in that intro than most people give you in a full hour or 2 hour long webinar. That's a fact. But I want to give you a little bit more value. I want to actually identify some of the things that you might have been paying attention to or might have missed in that intro training. So there's a lot of things that you can do with your online business. There's a lot of things that you can build, a lot of things you can create, a lot of ways that you can go about building, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the same thing that everybody else tells you to build. So, blueprints are valuable, strategies are valuable, master classes and plans are valuable, but they're just foundational things that's designed for you to look at, systems, processes, what tools you'll need in order to get any particular job done. And it's designed for you to look at it and say, how can I apply it to whatever it is that I'm doing? That's your job. Your job isn't to live somebody else's dream. Your job isn't to be the best at, if you're not a cook and you're learning from somebody that cooks, but they're teaching you a business model, a process, a system, is not specifically for you to, promote cooking. So that's not you. That might not be you. You might be the person that's actually delivering the food as compared to cooking the food. You might be the person that's able to present and bring the food to the table, so to speak. So in online marketing, your job is kind of like that of a server. You're the person that, you can identify with just about any and every, dish on the menu. It doesn't really matter to you what that person ordered, what's being served, what's being cooked in the background. Your job is to bring it out to the table, bring it out to the particular customer, and bring it out in a way that is attractive to them it makes them want to actually engage and, eat whatever it is that they feel like, they ordered. So if they bring out, if you're bringing out a steak dinner, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a steak dinner or if it's a seafood feast. Presentation is your only concern. You being able to market it, meaning, hey, you go to a restaurant and you've ordered something, right, and you see the waiter come in with your food, and you see them holding that tray, either it's covered up depending on where you eat at, and you're anticipating what it's going to look like once when they put it down on the table. But you're watching the waiter themselves. Now, the overall, you know, ambiance of this experience, whether you go to a low end restaurant or if you go to a high end restaurant, is often determined by the server, the person that's actually, engaging with you throughout the time that you're sitting there, throughout when you're eating your meal. And if that person coming towards you, if they don't look like they're having a good day, then that can affect your overall meal. If they are walking with your food in their hand and they look like they just had the worst day possible, that's going to make you kind of think about, what kind of experience am I going to have with this particular food? It might make you think that, hey, this meal right here might not have been prepared perfectly for me, or something might be wrong with the food. But if that server is bright and, energetic, and they're looking you eye to eye as they're walking towards your table, and they're smiling, and you're looking at them, and you start to get that feeling that, hey, this person, they seem excited, they seem happy to be here working at this job. They are looking me dead in my face and they're smiling. They they must know something that I don't know. You can't wait to see what's under the top of that tray that they're about to put on my table. So usually the presenter is the person that sets the tone for whatever the meal is going to be like. So some things is what we call a placebo effect, kind of like when they do drug trials and things like that. They might give someone the real thing and then they give someone else the placebo. But the presenter is giving both parties, both groups of people, the same information. They're making them believe that, hey, what you're about to take is going to do this, that, and the third. And sometimes the placebo will give that person the effects, the same results as what the actual, you know, product, the drug that they're actually supposed to be testing will give them. And it's all because of a mental mindset shift that occurs. So your job as an online marketer is to help provide that mental mindset shift in your target audience. So no matter what the product is, what the dish is that you're serving up, they will have a specific impression about it and they'll like it or they'll dislike it based off of your vibe and your, you know, delivery alone before they even get a chance to taste it. If imagine this just came to mind, being in a restaurant and you seeing that waiter or waitress come towards you with your food. The top is off. You can see the food. You can see the presentation. You can see it looks good on the plate. But what if that waiter or waitress, as they're walking towards you, they take a deep inhale, like they just inhale and they've just smelled the most delicious thing that they've ever smelled before in their lives. And you're watching them and you know that that is coming from your plate, that that's something from your plate that's giving them that feeling. Would you frown or would you be more excited about what you're about to receive? Would you be thinking to yourself, hey, this person, wow, they this food right here it has to be good. Look at the look on their face. Look at how they took that deep breath. And even after they put the plate down, if you're sitting there with family or friends, you might actually have a conversation like, man, did you see that? You know, he or she, they must really think that this right here is amazing. And now you're more aimed at smelling, taking in the smell of the food yourself. You might even hold off on taking your first bite until you actually inhale, just like the waiter or waitress did, so that you can get the full effect. And you might do it multiple times because at first you might say to yourself, well, it smells like steak, it smells like seafood. What is it that the waiter or waitress smelled that gave them that excited look? And you want to experience that too. And then you go for a second sniff. Hey, okay, now you start to say, hey, I smell this. I smell the basil. Smell the thyme. I smell the garlic. I smell this, that, and the third. Whereas if they never took that deep breath, if they just brought it to your table and put it down, you might have just started to eat right away without, acknowledging the aspect of the aroma of the food. So all of this is psychological. And just like in the physical world, there's psychological triggers, things that you can do. And the same thing is online, where there's psychological triggers that it's your job to put those triggers out there in order to spark your target audience's reactions. So today, I didn't want to do too much. I don't want to, make it a deep dive training. And it's for a couple of reasons, but one reason in particular is because I saw a post yesterday and it was from someone that I follow. And he made a statement about essentially how a man's job never seems to be done. Like how there's always something to worry about. You go to work, you do everything possible to make life better for yourself and your family. And then there's always something comes up, a bill comes up. There never seems like there's enough money at the end of the month. Something always happens that keeps you on edge and feeling like you can never relax. So I had to comment on that post and I said, man, essentially, it does seem like a man's job is never done. And everybody deserves the opportunity to relax. So today on Freedom Friday, as the intro and as the theme song for Freedom Friday stated, we're going to take it a little light today. I want to relax because every single day I put in the work, right? And today, is no different day. It's not nothing different about today, but just thinking and reflecting on that particular post, I said to myself, everybody does deserve the opportunity to relax. And I'm going to do a little relaxing today. I don't want to talk too much, but I do want to share some valuable things. I want this Freedom Friday to be a freedom for myself as well as you. So if this is your Friday from your work week and you just want a way to relax, maybe you're going through something stressful in your life where it's Friday, it might be payday for you, and you're saying, hey, it's payday, but it's also bill day. It's the day that, money comes in and then money goes out. So I got to pay some bills. I got to make sure that, this is taken care of. I got to make sure that, there's food in the house, everything that you need to take care of. And you just want to be able to relax. You know that at the end of paying those bills and those expenses, you're going to have, not enough left off, or you're going to feel like, man, the stress levels is back up because now I have to make it to the next week with what I have left over. So the purpose of being online for me is solely to build online business and to help others who are interested in learning how to build fun and creative and profitable online businesses so that maybe the results of you building a business will give you somewhat of a financial cushion or give you that extra to help you relax. So if you haven't watched any of my lives before, I want to encourage you to, go back through the feed because today marks 48 consistent weeks, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. EST time, that I go live and I share helpful information with my community. So 48 strong weeks. So there's a lot of content, a lot of information that I've shared over this time. And hopefully, if not all, maybe one or two or three or 10 or however many of those content creations that I've made, maybe they might spark something within you, give you that feeling, make you want to take a deep breath and, breathe a little sigh of relief. And it might encourage you to actually take action, to take action on changing the course of your life. So if you're looking for something better, if you're looking for something different, I want to encourage you to join me inside what I call the Hustleverse, which is my community where I provide helpful information, mindset training, and also, direct you towards the tools that I use on a daily basis to not only have fun, but to create business that, leads to, solving problems for various situations. I consider myself a resolution specialist. So if there's a problem that you're currently facing, I want to be able to connect with you so that we can discuss that problem and we can work out the solution for it. So today, I'm looking at the time is 9:32 a.m. EST time, and I was thinking about what I wanted to do. And I often pull up one of my favorite tools for you guys, right? Which is actually the new tab section. And we talk about what's going on in the news, right? Because there's always something going on. And, I was going back and forth, like, do I want to really deep dive into the news section today? And since I pulled it up, why not? Why not spend a little bit of time here because I enjoy it? This is not work for me. This is something that I enjoy doing. And I enjoy doing it because it helps me put a face and an identity on certain things that trigger people, certain things that get people to react, to take notice, and to take action. And there's so many things going on in the world that it's hard to kind of ignore. Some people ignore helpful information. Some people are out just, they just scroll their social media feed and they're looking for BS. Let's be honest. They're looking for something to stimulate their mind in a way that just, leaves them numb, leaves them with no form of insight, no type of information, no educational value. It's kind of like how they say eating cereal, no nutritional value. It says they got vitamins on the box, but all of this stuff has been processed. So some people are looking for things that's so processed down that has no nutritional value, and it's not adding any value to their lives, right? But we don't do that here in the Hustleverse. My main goal is to provide you with valuable information that you can use to help build something positive, inspiring, motivational, and things that can help you, your family, and the community that you serve. And unfortunately, some people, they don't like that kind of stuff, but I don't care. I'm all about the good stuff, not the BS. So that's what I'm going to continue to give you, the good stuff. Whether you like it or not, what that means is you're not my target audience. So as I scroll through the feed, I see some things. I see some things like Shopify, um, sponsored posts and articles. So Shopify, very popular. As it says here, sell everywhere people shop, online, on social, and in person. So you can't skip out on any of these things when you're thinking about building your online business. Even though you might consider yourself an online marketer, affiliate marketer, a digital marketer, there's more to life than just online. There's people in the real world that actually need your skill set. That is, if you're learning real skill sets. But if you're not learning real skill sets and you're just one of those people that, you know, share a link, copy and paste, and, send a DM to somebody, hey, click my link, that's not skill based. And more than likely, that won't help you in the real world. You won't be able to just hand somebody a link as you're walking through your day to day life and be able to build something successful and positive, right? So you have to be able to learn the skills necessary in order to make something like having a Shopify store even, you know, profitable. So as we scroll, El Nino, I haven't heard that term in the longest. So El Nino is almost here and increasing odds of it revealing the strongest in history. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Got so many things. We got celebrity news, but you know what I'm looking for, right? It's always it's always something that relates to our online businesses. And look at this. So not surveys, real income. So look at this picture. This picture right here might be very attractive to certain people, specific target audiences. Magento setup, Salvia. So if you're not familiar with this term Magento is one of those type of, platforms that you can actually set up, I believe, either a store or like a website, but it's kind of like a Shopify. So me knowing that particular term, as you can see here, it talks about hosting, developer, extensions, SSL, and security. So this is all website related terms, hosting your website. So if any of you have an online business or even an offline business or any real business at all, you know that you need certain tools. And a website is the primary tool for most businesses. It's the new, you know, it's the new business location as compared to, your physical brick and mortar style business where you pull up to the location, you go inside, you have to do all your transactions there physically in person. But the website is the new age brick and mortar, so to speak. And these are the things, the expenses that goes into that, right? So from what it looks like, Magento compared to this right here, Salvia, which I'm not familiar with, it looks like a person could save a lot of money if they're using one versus the other. So this right here might be an interesting article for a person to read. So it says not surveys, real income. Interesting. So I might have to keep that and check that out. Matter of fact, let me click on that, keep it up just in case the stories refresh, because I'm always looking to learn something new and to broaden my knowledge base so I could learn what it is that people are possibly spending a lot of money on and how they can possibly save and how I can benefit from delivering that information. So that's your job as an online marketer, learning what problems people face and finding the solutions. Now, this Selvia, the next step for me is thinking, hey, if this right here can save a person 5,000 plus dollars, then the person would be interested in that solution. And possibly Selvia might have an affiliate program where they would actually pay a person to share that information with the right target audience, right? That's how you have to be looking. And that's how you have to be, you know, internalizing information if you are a real online marketer and looking to build a business. Political news, of course, there's always something new. Wow, Michael Jackson's nephew, Taj, posts fiery reply when asked why other Jackson 5 brothers weren't as successful. Hmm. That might be interesting too for some people. You might want to know, hey, Jackson 5, why only one was, the most successful? What did the other four brothers get into after that career of being part of the Jackson 5, right? That right there, to some people, it might be interesting. A lot of people might want to know about that. And obviously, if Entertainment Weekly created a post around this, created an article around this, then they must feel as though it's an important enough topic that their audience might be interested in it. And if their audience is interested in reading about this, then that's a solution that they provided to their audience. The audience might have found that, hey, there's a problem. They want to know what's going on with the other Jackson brothers, right? That could have been a long standing question for years, for decades, right? And now this particular outlet has found a way to satisfy that audience. And they found a way to monetize it also. Because, of course, when it comes to articles, within articles are advertisements that might relate or, you know, relate to the particular article or might trigger something for that target audience that's interested in this. So you always have to be looking at information, even if it's not something that you particularly care about. You have to understand the psychology behind it and why it might be valuable to someone else. Okay, so look at this. 4 years later. So Chris Rock puts another spin on Will Smith's Oscars slap after 4 years. It's been 4 years already. That's crazy. Time is flying. 4 years. 4 years has gone by, and I could still see that video as if it was, as if it just occurred yesterday. Will Smith walking up there, Chris Rock standing there, and boom, the slap. So this right here, after 4 years, is still something that can draw attention. And of course, the blast, they're monetizing this. So they found a way to actually make some type of commissions and money off of this story, a 4-year-old story. So there's always something. So the whole idea is no matter what it is that you think a person might want to know about, or whatever it is that you think isn't important, it might be important to somebody else. It could be a story that's old that you want to rehash and that maybe you found out some new information about. It may be a product or service that came out with a new update and they've been out for years or whatever, and you found out that they came out with something new. They made some change. You creating a simple article or a post or creating content around this newest update, this newest advancement can be the spark that brings attention back to it. Imagine seeing a post about something, an old school product, a service that you used to use, depending on your target audience, right? And somebody says, "Hey, this came out with a, you know, a new color, or this right here, it might not even have come out with anything new, but you could just jog somebody's memory and just say simply, do you remember when we used to play with this? Do you remember when we used to wear this as compared to what we wear now?" Something as simple as that. It doesn't even have to be an update on that product. The product doesn't even have to still be around. It could be a company that's out of business. But you just bringing that spark to a target audience that wants to reflect on that day and that time, that could be enough to give you a boost. So that's all I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. I don't want to talk too much deep dive. And I was scrolling to see when was the information on AI going to pop up, because you know we can't go a day without an AI story being in the main feed right here. So as you can see right here, a little tidbit, Anthropic. So we know the makers of Claude. So it says Anthropic execs message to parents of college grads. No, you're not alone, and the jobs market won't be uncertain forever. Mm. So who's that talking to? It's talking to parents of college grads and also the grads themselves, right? Because the grads, they're the ones who are going through a lot of these challenges now with the job market being uncertain. They've just graduated from college. They might have gotten their degrees, and the world that they expected to come out to is not the world that they're seeing. They might have got a 4 year degree or, a master's degree, 6 to 8 years. And even with the bachelor's, right? 4 years ago, when they first decided that, hey, I'm going to get a bachelor's degree in, let's say, programming, AI wasn't around like that the way it is now. AI wasn't capable of doing programming and creating apps, kind of like how, I created, as I mentioned in that beginning short video, right? So that wasn't available at the time. But those college grads that were just getting started 4 years ago, they didn't know that. They didn't know it. They they got loans for college. They're now in debt because they decided to go into a field that they did not know was going to be affected by AI. So now they've invested the money. There's no turning back. They got the degree. Year after year, they're watching AI do this, that, and the third. They're going to the classes. They're learning how to program and do this, that, and the third. And then they get a degree and then realize that, wow, somebody on the outside who never got a degree in programming could possibly build the same programs I can without any college education. Now, how would somebody feel knowing that somebody can just randomly come off the street and build something without any knowledge whatsoever besides the ability to communicate and be able to compete with them after they've spent tens of thousands of dollars getting a college education? And now the job market for them is uncertain. But this article might be interesting because they want to know what they can do. And this last word right here says forever. It won't be uncertain forever. So what can they do? Maybe the answer is in this article. So that's how you have to be thinking about your business, your target audience, who you're talking to, and what problems you're trying to solve. So as we start closing out today's live, I just want to have a little bit of fun. I want to share another part of the edutainment that we provide. So I want to share some music videos, and hopefully it sends you on a positive vibe throughout the rest of your day. Hopefully it encourages you to get into, building your online business. Hopefully it encourages you to access the most valuable document in all of online marketing, which is the Hustler's 10-minute a day challenge doc, so that you can take part in the daily challenge, right? Daily challenge is pretty simple and easy. Here's the blueprint. This is the complete blueprint on here. And here's the tools throughout the document that you need in order to complete the challenge. And it's fun, it's creative, and you'll come out with something that you'll own of your own. So it'll be yours, and you can use it to help build whatever it is that you want, right? By creating your inspirational, motivational music or whatever type of music that you want to create. Me personally, I feel like if you got the power, use your power for good. But everybody uses their power for whatever they want. I prefer not to create more BS when, real people can create BS, right? So I'm not going to recreate the same wheel that somebody else is. Let the real people create the stuff, repetitive, things that don't feed you positivity, that doesn't inspire, that doesn't motivate you, that's, talking about the same topics and everything. Let the real people continue to do that, but use the skills and the tools that you have at your disposal to create something different, create something of your own, create your own genre of music. You have the ability to. So why not take advantage of that? Why should I, you know, scroll and have to listen to an AI generated song that sounds like something that a real human could have made? Same topic, same, same content. Why? In that aspect, I'd say it's pointless, right? It's, but once again, everybody create what you want. If it ain't in you, then it ain't in you. If you're not a positive person, if you're not the type of person that has range, if you want to recreate the same wheel, that's on you. But if you want to do something different, that's what we here for inside the Hustleverse. So I want to pull up a couple of videos, right? And I've been having fun lately creating with my favorite AI tool that allows me to create unlimited videos without having to worry about credit limits. So if I want to make 10 videos in a day, 20, 30, 40, 50, I don't have to worry about, hey, I used 10,000 credits and it only made me 1 3 minute, 1 2 minute video. And that's all I get to do for the day or the month. And now I have to wait a whole 30 days in order to, you know, for my credits to refresh and to also pay another monthly bill, right? So with the tools that I use, it's a one-time lifetime payment and I don't worry about, being limited by credits. So with that ability, I create, and I've created a few videos that, I'm able to share with you guys, right? So I'm scrolling through. Let me see what's going to be the first one that I want to share with you guys. I feel like I want to share some new stuff. Of course, I want to share some new stuff, but I also want to share some things that might be a little bit old, right? Or older. It's never old because what we create is what's called evergreen. Things that can be used today, things that could be used tomorrow, and things that never go out of style, right? So let's see. Okay, so let's take it to the most valuable document song, right? Since we just mentioned the most valuable document in all of online marketing, let me start off by playing the most valuable document by Hustle Bear and Hustleberry. I'm gonna fade to the back. We're gonna get this started, and hopefully you guys enjoy.
I used to wait for permission, wait for proof, wait for perfect. But one day I wrote it down. Everything I believed I could build. And that page became my blueprint. The most valuable document I ever owned. Wasn't signed by anybody else. It was signed by me. I wrote my name in faith, not fear. Built my pieces plan. The most valuable dot came from my own hand. I waited too long for a sign to start. Thought I needed skill when I needed heart. Thought I needed a team, a brand, a gate. But clarity hit, all I needed was faith. I wrote my dream like scripture lines. Each goal a verse, each grind a sign. Every late night doubt became a note. Proof that progress live where hope gets wrote. You don't need followers to start the spark. You need a system that can light the dark. I built mine raw, no fancy spin. Just me and the page, that's how I begin. The doc ain't paper, it's process proof. It's faith made visible under my roof. If you knew your pen could change your fate, you write more plans and less debate. I wrote my name in faith, not fear. Built my piece from the paint right here. Didn't need a crowd, just a pen and plan. The most valuable dot came from my own hand. They said, wait till it's perfect, wait till it's clean. But perfection's a cage disguised as a dream. I built in motion, mistakes and all. Progress paid louder than the fear I stalled. Systems turn chaos into flow with ease. Automation gave rest to the parts I please. Built a business that breathes while I sleep. It paid like a nona, not hours I keep. Part 1, start small, get clear, no flex. Part 2, build structure, compound checks. Most never make it to part 2's door, cause fear made them think they needed more. But the truth I learned when I stopped to wait is you build freedom the second you create. I ain't wait for a nod or a title to earn. I wrote my permission and watched it turn. Put all my name in faith, not fear. Built my piece from the pain right here. Didn't need a crowd, just a pen and plan. The most valuable dot came from my own hand. Yeah. You don't sign success, you script it in time. Each day's inked up for the bottom line. No notary stamp, no boss is not. Just one man's vision and the grace of God. I printed purpose, proof, and plan. Then watched it multiply by hand. Consistency to seal, belief to frame. I built my freedom from my name. Every scroll I share, every course I teach. Just a mirror for the goals you preach. Don't wait for green lights that never turn. Fire your fear, let your freedom earn. I learned the wait costs more than try. And dreams decay when you let them die. You ain't gotta beg to build your brand. Just write your faith and take your stand.
I wrote my name in faith, not fear. Built my piece from the pain right here.
Didn't need a crowd, just a pen and plan. The most valuable dot came from my own hand.
I wrote my name in faith, not fear. Built my piece from the pain right here.
Didn't need a crowd, just a pen and plan. The most valuable dot came from my own hand.
All right, all right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video right there. And I was scrolling through thinking about what I wanted to play next. So we're gonna continue this Freedom Friday. And the one thing that I've been working on, and I'm actually working on a new video. It's a new Hustle Berry video. And it's a little bit different. And I found that I don't have a lot of Hustleberry videos. So I always try to make sure that I highlight Hustleberry as much as possible. And I'm scrolling through, I know for a fact I'm going to play one of her joints, but I also want to take it back to one of the early joints that's so powerful because we always close out. We always close out with the Hustlers 10 Minute a Day Challenge theme song by Hustleberry. 10 minutes to legacy, right? So that's been a consistent closer on just about every last one of my lives. And that's one of the best songs that I would say that I've created using AI. And I wanna create a lot more Hustleberry videos. She got music. Now, she got some music and we got new music coming. And of course, there's gonna be on the new Welcome to the Hustleverse Volume 2 album. But of course, we still have a lot of heat on the Volume 1, which is the album of the year for 2026, hands down. So I want to actually pull up, and I'm looking for a specific video, but I want to pull up a song of Hustleberry from her solo album, Hustle Tears and Analytics. So one song in particular that I love, that is timeless to me. Sometimes I get a little petty thinking about it because I feel like sometimes people don't want to clap for you. People are kind of like now I'm live and I feel like I should have 100 eyes on me, or I feel like there should be 1,000 people watching because I feel like I create the best content online. I do the best lives online, and when I don't see people show up, I get a little petty in thought. I start feeling like, yo, where they at? I start feeling like, yo, where they at? Where they at? They missing the best content in the world because they rather be somewhere else, or they feel as though somewhere else is more important, right? But it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. People always make excuses to not show up for whatever, and those people, they'll find out later on that they missed something that they should have been a part of. But don't wait too long, because just like with any opportunity, once when the opportunity is over and it passes, you know, you're like, man, you want to check it out, and then people like, well, nah, no, I gave you the chance to check it out when I gave you the chance to check it out. Now, you get no second chance. So I could be a little petty. It's all right. But I feel like, just like in your online business, they say you give people opportunity, and some of the things that's most valuable is when you take the opportunity away, when you pull back from people, when you make yourself a little less accessible, so that, you know, in a lot of cases, it makes people want what you have even more. Kind of like, you have something nice, but people don't know exactly how nice it is, but they see you doing good, they see you looking good, and now they get a little jealous and envious, and they want to have what it is that you have. They think they know what's going on behind the closed doors, right? Because they see one thing, and then next thing you know, they're trying to break in your house to see what type of appliances and what type of stuff that you have in your house, right? So there's always cases like that. And as I'm scrolling, something, I'm not finding that particular video, but that's all right. Because I found another one. This one is another powerful one from Hustleberry. And it's from that Hustle Tears and Analytics album of hers. And I would say it's kind of like a title track. This one is called track my tears in analytics. So for the ladies, this is something that, you know, for the content creators, for whoever who wants to vibe out, this is one of those joints. So let's pull that up. I'm gonna fade to the back. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one also.
They say check your analytics, but mine don't show what I paid. It don't show the tears I shed when that funnel broke, or the breakdown before the breakthrough. Scrolling dashboards like confessionals, late night metrics feeling so personal. Conversions low, heart rate high. I prayed on CTAs like they testify. Open rates dipped, so did my hope. Watch my launch tank while pretending to cope. I tracked every click like it meant my worth, but numbers can't count what the silence hurts. Spent weeks on drafts, rewrote my name till I ain't recognize who I became. They say it's just data, but nah, it ain't. That's the blood in my copy and the fear I paint. So if you watching charts while holding back fears, just know you can't track all your tears. Track my tears in analytics, every ghosted view, every dream I risked. The dashboard don't know what I gave, just what I lost and how I behaved. It don't show hard, it shows the math, but I bled truth in every pass. Track my tears in analytics, but know the real work lives in the cracks. Watch bounce rates rise while my faith dropped. Listen to crickets after every post flopped. Split testing my story, reworking my soul. Turn trauma into hooks just to keep control. A/B tested pain, headlines full of fight. Use fire emojis to mask sleepless nights. I tracked them all, every open, every skip, like a diary written in click-through clips. Told myself this next one's the key, but sometimes your worth don't fit in a CSV. They teach you funnels, forget to teach peace, but I found both when the numbers cease. So don't just sell them proof, sell them truth, even when the metrics feel bulletproof. Track my tears in analytics, every ghosted view, every dream I risked. The dashboard don't know what I gave, just what I lost and how I behaved. It don't show hard, it shows the math, but I bled truth in every pass. Track my tears in analytics, but know the real work lies in the cracks. You see that spike? That was when I cried. Wrote a post through tears, but the comments lied. That red dip, that's when I ghosted the game. Logged off for days, couldn't stomach the shame. These aren't just clicks, they're fragments of me, mapped in funnels they'll never see. They said keep going, but I needed pause. Wasn't lazy, just obeying the cause. Analytics cold, but my grind was fire. Even when results ain't climb no higher. So if I disappear, don't chart the drop. Just know I rose where the numbers stop. I'm not just data, I'm divine design, built from faith outside the line. Track my tears in analytics, every ghosted view, every dream I risked. That dashboard don't know what I gave, just what I lost and how I behaved. It don't show hard, it shows the math, but I bled truth in every path. Track my tears in analytics, but know the real work lives in the cracks.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you don't, then obviously you ain't got no soul. I'm gonna put it that way. Let me put it that way. That's one of them joints that's one of them songs that's one of the reasons why I don't listen to a lot of AI music, because everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people are creating AI music and they talking about how great it is, and you know, this right here, you're gonna love it. And then I listen to it and it has no soul. They say AI, of course, AI isn't human, it's not real. But a lot of people is just throwing stuff together. It's no, they didn't put their heart and soul in it. And you can hear it. And a lot of music that I hear that's AI generated is trash to me. It's trash. But music like this, for me personally, things that you can actually feel, this is, worth creating. So everybody has their own taste. So don't, take my opinion and my thoughts as being, the end all be all. But, I feel as though it's facts. you know, Music like this, you don't hear this on the radio. You don't hear this from real artists. You can actually feel the soul in this song and what she was saying. A lot of people online are struggling with this particular situation where they're building their online business, they're posting, they're doing everything possible. And the analytics coming back, and it's like, the conversions aren't there. People aren't showing up, people aren't listening, people aren't, taking action. And that's the struggle for a lot of online marketers. And that's why I say what I create is a little bit different. I'm not talking about regular relationships. It seemed like every R&B artist, every female R&B artist, they talking about heartbreak and heartache relationships, how they don't like their mate and how they've been done wrong in some way, some form of fashion. That's what the real artists, can do. They can relate to that heartbreak, being in relationships and stuff like that. And that's cool. But how many times has that been done? How many years and decades can you rehash the same type of song over and over? You've been done wrong by your mate. Okay, we get it. But is there anything else that you can talk about? Is there any other concepts that you can think of when it comes to creating music? Well, I stay in my lane, or I created my own lane. My music is designed to speak to a specific target audience, online marketers, people that, they don't have their own theme songs, they don't have their own music. A lot of people might not be able to relate to analytics and stats and funnels, but my target audience, they know about this because they live through it. So I'm here to provide a solution for those people that have a specific problem. And that's what music is supposed to do. It's supposed to speak to the individual. You're supposed to be able to find something within the music itself that relates to you and that you can vibe with. And that becomes your theme song. That becomes something that, you go to. That becomes your own personal classics that lifts you up and builds you up, or even makes you cry. When you're going through a hard time, when you're looking at your analytics and it's not working out, doesn't seem like things are getting better, this might be the song that you pull up to. You pull up and you play this song and you realize that you're not alone in that particular situation. That's what we do here. We do creative content creation that speaks to our target audience. And we do it in so many different ways. So visuals, music, we do it in our posts. We do it using AI tools. We use all of the tools that we have at our disposal to be able to create something fun and creative, something unlike what you'll find with any other online business. So I actually found the song that I wanted to play for you guys, right? It was in a different file. So I got all these different folders and things, but the one that I want to play now is another Hustleberry song, and this one is the one that I was, going to play first. And it's for the people that really don't want to clap for you, the people that scroll past your amazing content and they don't give you the time of day because they're on the way to watching the latest celebrity gossip, or they're on the way to watching something that doesn't feed them anything, and you're like, okay, it is what it is, but I'm not going to stop. That's your job. Your job is to take all of the no's, all of the scrolls, and consistently keep doing what you're doing. Be the person that posts 3 to 5 times a day, or even 10 times a day. If the person is your friend or they connected to you and they don't want to stop scrolling, make them unfriend you. That's okay too. Show up and get in the person's face so much that they want to, unfriend you and say, hey, I don't even want to see their content on my feed anymore. I'm not going to engage with it, so I might as well just unfriend them. Cool. They did the work for you. So always be persistent in your online marketing and in promoting your business and what you believe is of value to people. So this one right here is another Hustleberry song, and this one is titled They Ain't Clapping Till You Quit. And that's sometimes the claps won't come until you actually quit, because there are people that's looking for you to stop. There's people that's looking for you to fail. They want you to give up on your dreams and goals because maybe they're not strong enough or willing to even start on their journey of living their dream, right? So let's get to it.
Ladies, we are gathered here because the Hustleverse is under attack. It's going to take all of us to win this battle, and we won't stop until we win.
They don't cheer for the climb. They wait for the fall. But if you pause too long, they call it a failure. Funny how the silence gets loud when you leave the room. They ain't clapping when you up late writing. They scrolling past when your screen's still brighten. The middle of the night, dream tighten. Bill stacking, peace fighting. You post a plan, get one like in the side, but miss one day, they asking why. They ain't commenting on your wins or the work, but they screenshot the slip, watch you hurt. They show love when it's safe and clean, but where was the clap when you chased that dream? Wasn't no shares when your views were 5, but they whisper loud when you don't survive. They buy shirts from stars they never met, but ghost your drop cause you still in debt. If applause is proof, then truth is sick. They only clap when you call it quits. They ain't clapping till you quit. Now they silent in the grid. Show up daily, they don't see it. Miss a beat, they throw a fit. When it's hard, they watch you drown, but when you stop, they come around. She could have been big, they'll say, but where were they yesterday? They ain't clapping till you quit. But I ain't built to split. They want success with a filter on pain. Only post your gains, not your growing stains. When you cry on live, they keep it moving. But if you shut it down, that's when you human. Girl, I believed in you. They say too late, but belief don't bake bread, don't pay rates. They ain't checking in when the leads ain't warm, but they screenshot failure like it's art form. Truth is, silence louder than slander, and fake love show up like a backhanded answer. So I write these bars for the ones unseen, who grind in the dark, not chasing a screen. We clap for ourselves, cause fool, never. Next time they say you change, just grin. That's what happens when you learn who ain't clapping within.
They ain't clap till you quit, now they silent in the grid. Show up daily, they don't see it. Miss a beat, they throw a fit. When it's hard, they watch you drown, but when you stop, they come around.
She could have been big,
They'll say,
but where were they yesterday? Hey,
they ain't clapping till you quit. But I ain't built to split.
I built in silence, brick after brick. No spotlight, no wow, no viral trick. Had to block friends who never checked in but popped up with, I always knew you'd win. Where was that faith when I drowned in doubt? When I cried in the booth trying to figure it out? When the invoices bounced and the cart was dry? You didn't clap then, so don't clap now, why lie? I ain't bitter, just built from lessons. I learned who's real in private sessions. So if you see me pause, don't assume I'm done. It's a deep breath before the next run. Cause this time, I ain't looking for noise. I'm moving for me, not for likes or toys. Clap or don't, I won't forfeit. Cause legacy don't die when folks don't support it.
They ain't clapping till you quit, now they silent in the grid. Show up daily, they don't see it. Miss a beat, they throw a fit. When it's hard, they watch you drown, but when you stop, they come around. She could have been big, they'll say, but where were they yesterday? They ain't clapping till you quit. And I ain't built to split.
All right. So that right there is straight off of that Hustle Tears and Analytics album, that Hustleberry album, which is the album of the year for 2025. So if you don't have that album, then you should know how to get it. Matter of fact, if you don't have that album, I'm gonna show you exactly how you get that album. You go back to the most valuable document in all of online marketing. You click what I consider to be the second line in that document right here, right? That grab your mega link, which is a one-time investment of $7, right? But you get your profit center and you get exclusive bonuses from me. And in that exclusive bonus is what I call my edutainment bundle. And you actually get 2 albums. You get that Hustle Tears and Analytics album, the album of the year for 2025, and you get the Welcome to the Hustleverse album of the year for 2026. And you also get additional, training in there from me, and you also get your own profit center where you can actually earn 100% commissions on select products. So for less than the cost of a cup of coffee in a lot of high-end places, you get something that can absolutely, help change your life for the better. So it's a no-brainer. Being able to have some music that inspires you and motivates you and something that you can actually listen to in the car with your family, traveling, whether you have kids in the car, because we don't engage in, profane, you know, you know, driven type of music. We provide content that's for everybody. And even the young ladies, the young men, they need something to inspire and motivate them. And we try to cover the basis for the family. That's why I say, hey, family, that's how I address my community, because we need to start building like a real family that's there to help and support each other. So if you want access to that, all you have to do is, click the link, which should be in the description of the video for this, you know, amazing document that gives you the blueprint so that you can create your own actual product and that you can actually get the foundational skills needed to build your own online business, right? So that was powerful right there. That was powerful. So two powerful songs from Hustleberry. And we just keep going. We just on a mission to, create more and more and more, you know, great content, pushing the envelope with every update of the tools that we have, which those videos was made with my favorite AI tools, right? Which once again, you can actually get access to one lifetime membership payment, one payment gives you lifetime access, meaning you don't have to purchase anything monthly and you don't have to worry about being limited by credits. So if you're interested in that, you know, comment, create, and I will send you the exclusive link to get access to that, as well as sending you, you know, my exclusive magnetic content creation training so that you can see how to actually use it, things that I've done, how I've, used it to create things. And it gives you a training, right? So the value, that's what we all about, providing value on top of value on top of value. So now we're going to transition over to, playing some of that Hustle Bear sound. And this one right here is specifically Hustle and Soul Bear. So, we have personas when it comes to our heroes. So we have Hustle Berry. She can give you that, that soulful R&B style singing, and she can rap also. And we have Hustle Bear, who gives you that raw rap. And Hustle and Soul Bear is, an alternate persona that's more of that smooth R&B style, you know, Motown type of sound, old school type of feel that touches the soul, right? So this right here is one of my latest videos with the latest update of my favorite AI tools. So you might notice, a little quality difference from the previous videos, right? But of course, that's a good thing. You know, a lot of people they say, hey, I don't want to use this tool, that tool because it doesn't look like it's 4K, 8K, blah blah blah. But it's all about the effort you put into something, and it's all about, sticking and staying with a product or service, kind of like your business. You might start your business and it's not the best. You don't have the best quality, equipment. But does that mean that you're supposed to jump ship and just, leave your business behind? No. You stick with it and you work with it and you build with it and you grow. You allow your business to grow so that you can acquire new tools, upgrade the scenery, upgrade the building, upgrade the product. You don't just abandon the products that brought you to the table, right? And you can't build something sustainable if you have what we call shiny object syndrome, where you're jumping from one product to another. You can never maintain something that's built for longevity if you have a problem with staying the course. So that's part of the overall journey. Learning how to stick with something. And after 48 weeks of being consistent and showing this amazing document, I've learned and I've conditioned myself to be consistent. Can I change this up? Yes, I can. But why should I? Why should I? I shouldn't have to. And I don't have to. And I won't, because I'm consistent and I know what consistency brings. So let's get into this next thing. And the fact of the matter of, you know, there'll be people that want you to change up, right? That want you to be something that you're not, you know, that won't clap until you quit. Those would be the people that don't want to, inspire you and motivate you and push you forward, right? You don't always need them. There's going to be naysayers and there's always naysayers. And I got some strong words for them, but I'm going to keep this PG. I'm not going to use those strong words, but if I use my New York accent, you know what I got to say about those people. They can do a couple of things with themselves. But with them aside, you still have to have what we call an internal driver. that person within you that knows that you're doing the right thing, that you're on the right course, that you're doing something positive. And as long as you're doing something positive and you're doing it for the right reasons, then can't nobody tell you nothing. If they don't show up, if they don't clap, if they don't hit that little like button on your social media, which costs them nothing, if they can't do those simple things, then it is what it is. But you still have to be that internal driver within yourself that says, hey, I'm worth it, and what I'm doing is worth it, and I'm going to keep moving forward. So I'm going to play for you next that Hustle Bear Internal Driver official music video.
They keep telling you, stay motivated. Watch this. Listen to that. Get inspired. But what happens when the video ends? When the music fades? When nobody's clapping, watching, or waiting for you to win? What moves you then? I used to run on borrowed energy, quotes, speeches, people hyping me, yeah. Felt unstoppable for a moment, then I'd crash, like it was never in me. That's the problem with external fuel. You burn quick, don't last, don't rule. You dependent on a source outside, so when it disappears, so do you. I was chasing feelings, not building fire, waiting to feel ready instead of climbing higher. But readiness ain't a mood you catch, it's a discipline you wire. So I had to ask myself something different. If nobody ever told me keep going, would I answer that honestly? I realized purpose don't scream, it whispers. It ain't in the crowd, it's found in the mirror. It ain't an applause or validation checks. It's in what you do when there's nothing to flex. Motivation temporary, purpose permanent. One phase away, the other's inherent. You don't wake up feeling it every day, but purpose don't care how you feel anyway. It moves through you even when you're tired, even when life feel misaligned and wired. It's that quiet push you can't explain. Let's say do it again through the doubt and pain. So I stopped asking how do I feel and started asking what's real, what's mine to build, what's mine to create. That's when I found something stronger than fate. I don't need a reason, I am the reason. I am the reason. I don't need the feeling, I don't need the feeling. I move with meaning. No more waiting, no more waiting, no more chasing, no more chasing. Internal driver, that's what's leading. Yeah. Now I move like it's already decided. No hesitation, no need to be guided. I built a system inside of my soul that don't break down when I'm losing control. External noise don't shake my direction. I learned to operate without the connection. Not disconnected but self-sustained. Energy internal, never drained. I don't need hype, I don't need cheers. I done built this through blood, sweat, tears. Every rep carved into my frame. Now discipline calling me by name. This is what it look like when purpose drive. You ain't just working, you feel alive. Even in struggle there's something deeper. You not just moving, you moving with meaning. Listen close. Purpose don't shout, it pulls. It don't beg, it demands. And once you feel it, you can't go back. There's gonna be days you don't feel like it. Do it anyway. There's gonna be days you question everything. Keep going anyway. Because the ones who make it ain't the most motivated, they the most committed. To something deeper than motivation. I don't need a reason, don't need a reason. I am the reason, am the reason. I don't need the feeling, don't need the feeling. I misleading. When the world go quiet, when the noise disappear, when nobody's watching, that's when you find out if you really got it, or if you was just borrowing it. Borrowing it.
Okay, family, so I'm back at it again. And real quick, I'm listening to the internal driver, that most inspirational, most motivating song that, I've heard in the longest, human or AI created, you know. And I have something else to announce to you guys. Something that I wanted to share with you for a little bit, but today is the launch of an exclusive opportunity. Now, it's something that I'm working on in partnership with one of my business partners, Mr. Matt Plummer, and he's created something amazing for our community. So we're building our communities, and we're bringing people together, and we're allowing people to learn valuable skills so that they can have fun with. Once again, so if they're looking to build something that's fun and creative, or if they're actually looking to build something that, you know, is designed for business purposes, right? They want to be able to use AI to their benefit. So kind of like how everything in the world now is geared towards AI, some people are struggling with, whatever, with finding their spot in the world. Let's put it that way. A lot of people are struggling with trying to find their spot in the world, and they're feeling like, you know, AI is taking up all the air. So I want to share with you guys something. And this right here is going to be something that's going to be launched by my business partner, Mr. Matt Plummer. And it's it's what he calls the income architects. So that's very powerful. So you might want to become an income architect, right? Somebody that builds, somebody that puts in the work on a daily basis, but do it in a fun and creative way. And this right here is something designed to help you do it. And it actually takes care of 95% of the work for you. So, do you have to be a tech person? No. If you want to be a tech person, you can be. But this challenge right here will allow you to get access to one new tool, one new AI tool, free each and every day during this challenge. And I believe it's going to be a 14-day challenge where your only job is to share this, this opportunity for your community to take part in the challenge, where they get access to a new tool, a new AI tool every day that they get to use for free. They get access to a special prompt that will allow them to, operate the tool. They'll get access to a exclusive training, 15-minute training that will, inspire them and teach them about what they need to get done. And they'll also get access to specific posts. They'll get access to posts that they can just copy and paste and post on their social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And this particular uh, access right here, you can get access to that all within our amazing system. So if you decide that you want to take part in this, it goes back to this document right here, the most valuable document in all of online marketing. So for my particular community and audience, all you have to do is click this, grab your mega link. And as you can see here, it says the value is $2,997 worth of value. But you don't pay the $2,997. We actually give you all of this value because we know that you're going to be blown away by what we have to offer, but we allow you to get access to everything that I've already mentioned for still that low investment of $7. Getting access to your profit center, getting access to your exclusive, to my exclusive um, edutainment bundle, getting access to ongoing training, getting access to this amazing system here that will allow you to be part of our community in partnership with my business partner, Mr. Matt Plummer, and becoming a income architect where he has curated a lot of different apps. Now he's the person that's, he's acquired a lot of apps over some years. And these applications do various things. They help solve various problems and they're fun to use. So these apps, you'll be able to get access to them and use them for free. Once again, to be able to create whatever it is that you want to create with them. And we have a fun challenge that all you have to do is just be a part of it, and we will do 95% of the work, which is already taken care of. The apps is already built, the apps is already available. All you have to do is go through the challenge on each day. And right here it shows 10 days. So for the next 10 days, you'll be able to use a new app and be able to see what that app can do for you, and you can apply it to your business. Now, if you join us, you're going to get access to some exclusive information as to how you can turn this free opportunity with this particular system here and turn it into a profitable multiple multiple business opportunities for you, yourself, and your community. So all you have to do is comment income or comment ready, and you'll be able to get access to this system as well. We'll be able to share that with you, and you'll be able to get access and use what we have to offer. And, as we move forward, I want to close out today's live with another strong video. I could go all day. I love being here with you guys and I love providing ongoing value, but we have some work to do. We are going to be launching this today. Today is the launch day of this Income Architects system where you'll be able to share this with your community. And all you have to do is get access to your mega link. Simple and plain. Get your mega link and you'll be able to get access to so much valuable content, information, and tools that you'll be glad. You'll think that it was something that you would have had to pay, once again, thousands for, but we are allowing you to get access at that minimal investment because we want to see you get the results at the end. Because once when you get the results, you know, you'll understand why soon enough the price is going up. So this is a launch price opportunity, a one-time opportunity for you to get in at that low pricing. And just know, once when that's gone, it's going to go up. But for the people that get involved now, they're going to get the results. They're going to see what it is that we have to offer. And they're going to say to themselves, I understand why this should be a $97 product, why this should be a $997 product. And those people will be glad that they got in when they did. So right now, you know, we're going to play, we're going to go back to Hustleberry and we're going to play this song that's inspired by the summer. And hopefully you guys are gearing up to have a great summer and you're gearing up to be able to, enjoy the weather and hopefully building a profitable business, building a fun and exciting and a creative business will help you have a better summer. And once when you are able to relax because you're not stressed out so much financially, then maybe you'll be able to once again relax and be able to enjoy um, everything that you have available to you in your life. So let me pull up this particular video and we'll have that going for you in just a moment. And I'm gonna fade to the back, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. And then we are going to close out.
I won't promise millions falling out the blue, but I can promise the sky gon' still turn blue. Sunrise faithful, sun stay true. Same way to work gon' work for you. No fake dreams, no flashy proof. Just solid ground and a clearer view. What I teach don't fade when you step away. What I build with you, vacation proof. They sell beaches like it's freedom in the frame. Stock photo champagne, somebody else's name. But I've been on sand where the phone still ring. Bills don't pause just cause ocean waves sing. So I stopped selling pictures, started selling truth. If it can't last offline, it ain't bulletproof. I won't tell you life gon' change overnight, but I'll show you skills that compound with time. I can't promise ease, I can't promise tools. Ones that work at home or staring at views. I can't promise effort gon' sharpen your aim, and clarity gon' put respect on your name. Sun come up whether you hustle or not. Sun go down whether the posts go high. So I build something steady, simple and true. Not hype-based living, but vacant. I won't promise millions falling out the blue, but I promise sky gon' still turn new. Sunrise faithful, sun stay true. Same way to work gon' work for you. No fake dreams, no flashy proof. Just solid ground and a clearer view. What I teach don't fade when you step away. What I build with you, vacation proof. I seen folks sell freedom they never use. Always one call away from losing the groove. If you gotta babysit every result, that ain't freedom, that's a fragile vault. So I talk about systems, not fantasies. About habits that don't panic when you leave. I won't tell you set it and forget, but I'll teach you foundations that don't reset. Real tools, real skill, real repetition. That's how pressure turns into position. I don't sell escape, I sell understanding. So your income ain't based on constant demanding. Hit the beach, got Wi-Fi, cool, check the view. But if it don't, you still gon' make it through. That's peace, not just a backdrop cue. That's how you know it's vacation proof. I can't promise perfection or a stress-free life, but I can promise growth if you show up right. I can't promise riches without no work, but I can promise truth before I promise perk. I don't flex with captions, I flex with calm. Knowing things move even when I'm gone. I don't chase urgency, I teach direction. So effort turn into connection. You don't need a jet to feel alive. You need a plan that don't collapse with time. I want you confident without my voice. Able to move smart with your own choice. That's why I teach the why, not just the link. Teach you how to fish, not just what I think. If the only promise is trust me, friend, and the trust gon' break when the trend gon' end. So I anchor dreams in what I know is true. Sun gon' rise, sun gon' set, tools gon' work if you do. There's freedom rooted, not something you chase. It travels with you to every place. I won't promise millions falling out the blue, but I promise this sky gon' still turn new. Sunrise faithful, sun stay true. Same way to work gon' work for you. No fake dreams, no flashy proof. Just solid ground and a clearer view. What I teach don't fade when you step away. What we build together, vacation proof, vacation proof.
right, family. So we're coming to the close of today's live. And like I said, man, I could keep going, and give me the opportunity. I will keep going. And I often have to stop myself, right? Because, I get excited by this stuff. I love content creation. I love sharing helpful information. I love building with, community minded people, people that want to build things, people that want to inspire and motivate, people that want to, have fun and not just have boring, mundane online businesses. I don't want to be that person that, drags out boring ass trainings, you know, that, is just so repetitive and answers no questions, that doesn't lead a person to finding a solution. I want to help guide you to a solution, something that, it might not be a financial win right away, but you should walk away with something. You should walk away with a win after watching one of my lives. You should be more inspired. You should be more motivated. You should be looking forward to life and seeing the opportunities that it has to offer. And that's the purpose. Everything isn't a monetary type of win. And you'll find that out with your online business. Sometimes you just need somebody to be there with you, to partner with you. You need that community to be able to connect with. And we try to cover the basis on all of that. So I could have played a few more videos. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going, you know, I'm refraining from it so I can get to work on the projects that, you know, that we're working on today. And we just going to close out the way we always close out, right? Once again, with that Hustleberry, you know, Hustlers 10-minute a day challenge theme song, that 10 minutes to legacy. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And once again, if you want access to anything that I mentioned here, just comment hustle, comment ready, comment architect if you want to be an income architect. And we'll guide you in the right direction so that you can get started with everything we have to offer. So with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm gonna fade to the back one last time, and we're gonna close out with that Hustleberry 10 minutes to legacy.
Woke up to silence, dreams still heavy. Phone screen dry, but my vision stays steady. Mama said, baby, that job ain't your lane. But I clocked in anyway, chasing someone else's gain. That got me dancing with denial at night. Scrolling for hope, but it's hidden from sight. 10 minutes a day, sounded small at first. But in silence, even whispers can quench a thirst. Notebook in hand, wrote my future in ink. Mapped out my mission before I started to sink. Every post was a prayer, every share had weight. I wasn't selling a link, I was shifting fate. I found my rhythm in the quietest place, where hustle meant healing and grind meant grace. From the corner of doubt, I carved my space. Legacy ain't loud, but it wins the race. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day, turn she doing too much. To my PayPal ping, then they changed up the touch. No big brand, no six-figure crew, just a mic, some lyrics, and a dream that grew. Tired of waiting for the gatekeeper's call, so I built my own stage, held my own hall. Suno on deck, that's the beat in my chest. GPT spitting like I'm born to impress. Said I'd never make it, cool, noted. But now my bars turn pain into coated. From broken to branded, I ain't asked for fame, I asked for freedom and I claim my name now. Hustle berry on loop like healing chance, for the girls who grew up with limited chance. This is more than a challenge, it's breaking the chain. Cause 10 minutes a day rewired my brain. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom. Now the vision stick, no hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day turned into legacy. Now my daughter sees me different, eyes full of fire. She said, Ma, your words lift me higher. This ain't a hustle, this a heart-led path, where math meets message and message meets math. Community over clicks, value over hype. I ain't here to trend, I'm here to type blueprints for the ones still stuck in fear. Let them borrow my belief till their purpose clear. Haters still quiet, but I'm loud with grace. Posting in peace, not a mask on my face. Every bar I drop, every beat I ride, I'm freeing the ones with the pain they hide. 10 minutes ain't much, but it changed my name, turned struggle into